Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, back and doing a best of 3 Kamigawa Neon Dynasty draft. Alright, rare, March of Burgeoning Life. This card is pretty unplayable. Unfortunately, you can only get creatures with the same name as a creature to put it on the battlefield. It's just such an odd card. But we're looking at probably Behold the Unspeakable. This card kind of does it all. Buys you a turn from attacks usually. Draws you cards and then gives you a win con. Very, very good value. Got Skyblessed Samurai, which is a good finisher. What else is good in here? I like the Koi. Kami's Flare is great removal. I'd still take Behold over it. And Bear of Memory, Steelbreaker, playable cards for different archetypes. We got the Enchantment and the Artifact archetype cards here. Kami of Restless Shadows, haven't really played it much. Probably okay if you have a bunch of rogues and ninjas because you get them right back to your hand. Behold. Behold it is. All right, follow-up pick. Well, Banishing Slash would put us in blue-white, which is kind of a weird archetype. Or we could just take it and go multi-color, since people just keep telling me that I need to be willing to go multi-color. I actually really like Dragon Spark Reactor. I think this card is very strong, and you can end up killing your opponent with it. It is a little bit slow, especially if you draw it late. It's kind of a pointless card if you draw it late. But if you draw it early, it can mean the game. And then maybe we wheel the Mechanaut. Blue-red's still not a super popular archetype from what I've seen. There's also Lethal Exploit in here, which is cheap removal, puts us in ninja colors. Or Ninja's Kunai, just whatever. Keep us the most open. But I think the upside of Reactor is quite high, and blue-red artifacts is a thing. Would be nice to wheel the Mechanaut. It's totally possible. This pack's not super deep, but it's possible that we wheel the Mechanaut if no one wants to play it. Well, I like Invoke Despair. That's another option we can go down. Otherwise, there's Specialist in blue. More of a ninja card, but totally playable. Nothing worth our time in red. I mean, maybe just take the Invoke Despair. It is a strong card. No doubt. 4 black is a lot, but it's a strong effect. You end up drawing cards and they end up sacking things and losing life, so it's good value. I like Roaring Earth too, but yeah, we'll take Invoke Despair for now. All right, the pick now. Well, I like Tawashi Guidebot. There's also another chance to get removal in Kunai here, but I actually really do like Guidebot. A little bit clunky, but it's colorless. It's an artifact. Works with the reactor. Draws you cards. Good way if you're in like a stalemate situation. Otherwise, Jungle Hollow for some fixing, but Guidebot is good. I'm going to take it. Other picks in here. Repel the Vial, playable removal. Mentor, playable, not exciting. And Kunai, yeah. All right. Pick now. Well, Scrounger helps us, I guess, cast Despair. Steward can find auras, which we don't currently have. Hoverbike is a very good card. It's a tempo card. Buys you some time. Is an artifact. And is an evasive creature. Attacker or blocker. Good with ninjas. Still could end up just blue-black. I think safe picks are playable artifacts just because they really, or I should say playable colorless artifacts, since they don't really, push you into a certain color combination. All right, so the pick here could just be the Scrounger. What I like about taking the Scrounger here is it's a good blocker. It kind of potentially opens us up for 3 or 4 plus color. It's also an artifact. Otherwise, there's Scoured Barrens, which also opens you up for splashing. But, I mean, it's going to make Invoke a lot easier to cast to have things like Scrounger. Otherwise, there's Unforgiving One, which is kind of an interesting card, except, well, we have one way to modify so far, but whatever. I'll take the Scrounger. I would say our best card is either Behold the Unspeakable or Invoke Despair, so pursuing that path is just fine. It's possible to splash a Dragon Spark reactor, but I'm not loving that. I actually like Aki Ronin. This doesn't seem like a great place for it, though. Otherwise, there's Artificer, but I don't really like this card. I mean, the best card in here is probably Samurai. And Trespasser's playable. It's also an artifact. You can tap things. Haven't really played it much. But yeah, I mean, the best cards in here are white. Whatever. I'll take a Trespasser. I don't think it makes the deck, but consider it. Can tap things sometimes. All right, some black cards in here. We have Centipede, Shadow Walker, Return to Action. So Shadow Walker's pretty good with Hover Bike, if you're able to get that going. Centipede's an artifact, which isn't bad. But if we end up blue-black, maybe we want the Ninja. I mean, Centipede's kind of cool because you can like activate a Hover Bike, reconfigure for 2 mana, and get in for 4 damage for 2 mana, which really isn't bad. But I'll still take the Shadow Walker. I've been kind of impressed with this card lately. Okay, so Kami of Restless Shadows. Technically, you can get some ninjas or rogues back, so maybe we just take it. There's a Steelbreaker in here in red. But I'll take the Kami. I mean, upside of getting back a ninja if we do end up blue-black is probably pretty significant, since blue-black is just going to be full of rogues and ninjas. Okay, choices here. We have Terrarium and Decoy. So Terrarium kind of opens us up for splashing, which I think is enough upside, because I've cut Decoy enough from my deck where I think it's okay. I mean, we do need some more cheap creatures, and Decoy is good with ninjas. You pay the extra 2 mana with ninjutsu, and you end up drawing a card. But I'm still going to take Terrarium just in case we end up wanting to splash. I guess technically it can also modify, which is nice. Repel the Vial, still playable. Others, we could take Trespasser, which is a rogue. You can get it back with Kami, which is not bad actually, because you could like turn 4, tap 2 things down, play Kami, get it right back to your hand. Whatever. To be honest, I usually cut Trespasser from my deck, but that's okay. Here, I mean, the best card, maybe Entry, is like a sideboard card, in case we end up red. Protocol is playable, especially in a deck that's like all artifact, but pretty color intensive when you're trying to make Invoke Despair work. All right. Back to another Invoke Despair. Well, I'm down. Otherwise, there's Replication Specialist, which in this deck copies pretty much everything. But I'm okay with multi-Invoke Despairs. I mean, I'm sure if you play it back-to-back, that's pretty strong. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we end up mono-black. Probably not happening, but it could. Hacker in here. Octopus. A lot of good blue cards. The Specialist is amazing in here, but I'm going to take the Invoke Despair. And we're going to have to be real heavy black after that. So we could take another Hover Bike. There's Disruptor in blue. I think Hover Bike is arguably even a better ninja enabler than Disruptor is, but you do have to be able to activate it. Dragon Kami Reborn, unfortunately just not that good. Just a weird card. You gain some life, you exile things, and then maybe if the egg dies or a dragon, you get something, maybe. It's a lot of maybes in there. I don't like maybes. I like sure things. Operative is good. Ninja Enabler. Otherwise, Armguard Familiar is cheaper. And you can reconfigure it. And it's an artifact, although we don't have as much need for artifacts now. I doubt we're splashing a reactor. I suppose it's possible when you're running an all artifact deck, but we don't have that many ninjas either, to be perfectly honest. But we only have 1 4-drop, so maybe Operative is okay. Can also block reasonably well. Okay, so we can take another Scrounger. I don't think we have auras for Steward. But Scrounger, probably pretty good when you've got double Invoke Despair. All right. Kind of don't need any of this. Take Reckoner's Bargain. This is like a sideboard card. Guess you could splash a March of Reckless Joy, because you get a whole turn. So it's instant speed. You can do it on your opponent's turn. Whatever. I've gotten blown out by it before. Well, Gravelighter is a good card. More sacrifice. Otherwise, Synthesizer. It's more red. I don't think the red's happening. We don't have a lot of ways to modify. We have a Terrarium. Guidebot. That's it. Companion. Artifact. Gives you some evasion, but Gravelighter's also amazing with ninjas, so I'll take that. Prototype. Not bad. But I might consider just another Scrounger here. Scrounger is also amazing with Reactor, if you can make that work. Because this is whenever an artifact enters. So that's good value. Prototype can be removal, though. Right now our removal is 2 Invoke Despairs, and that's it. I'll take the Scrounger. I think the treasures are pretty important in a double Invoke Despair deck. I guess Blade Blesser could get Death Touch pretty easily in this deck, so 3 mana, 3/2 Death Touch, not that bad. Infiltrator, good Ninja Enabler or Arm Guard Familiar 2-drop artifact. But like I said, we don't have that much artifact value stuff. Infiltrator's fine, it flies. To be honest, it's not that amazing, but yeah, we're like borderline mono black, aren't we? I guess we are. Because the only blue card really worth its salt in our deck is like Behold the Unspeakable, but you know, if we end up mono black, I guess it's probably okay. We'll see. Maybe Splash Reactor, since we're like all artifacts. Could see that. I don't really need any of this. I'll just take the rare. 20 gems. Don't really need any of that. I guess I can play some Kaito's Pursuits if I do end up mono black. Song Shaper, I guess, makes sense if I end up red-black. Since we're still like basically all artifacts. Dramatist Puppet, well, not much interaction with it in this deck. All right, last pack. Well, Iganyo Uprising's probably not happening. Skyscraper's big, but we'd have to pay full price for that. Could take another Scrounger. It's okay, not great. Could take the Koi. Gives us more evasion and lets us play our stronger blue cards. So maybe I just take the Koi. Otherwise, I take like Haven to fix our mana for Despair, sort of. I think the dual lands are better for fixing for Despairs than Haven, though. And then, yeah, Koi, because it's another flyer. It's a good... Yeah, you know, evasion might be a path we need to victory here. Soul Transfer. Well, there's some removal. That's good. Take that over Twisted Embrace, Ambusher, and Goshentai. All cards I really wouldn't mind playing. Containment Construct. Good. As someone mentioned, if you have things that discard. I don't think we have much that discards, though, do we? Well, it's good with Koi. That's cool. Good with Channel. Although pretty expensive with Trespassers. But Soul Transfer is kind of an easy pick here since we really don't currently have much removal at all. 2 Invoke Despairs. I mean, that definitely counts, but we need more than that. Well, Sniper's good. Could take the Beetle. I mean, the deeper black we go, probably the better. Problem with Beetle is we don't have much... We don't have any ninjas. I mean, Sniper, splashing red just seems really unrealistic to me, but it's possible. It's just splashing Reactor seems tough. Splashing Sniper's probably fine, but I'll take the Beetle. I mean, we have 2 Invoke Despairs. All right, another Gravelighter is actually a nice pickup. I mean, you can splash it off a Terrarium, but Terrarium can still just make the deck to find black too, or blue, whatever. All right, we'll take the Gravelighter. Actually, at least I like Gravelighter. It's a good card. Kunai can get some removal, or we could take Voltage Surge in red. There's also Armguard Familiar in blue. We're not staying super busy early, so I could see maybe doing the Familiar, but maybe just the Kunai because we need a little bit more removal. And it works with Disruption Protocol, which is kind of cool. Bloodfell Caves, well, that would maybe let us splash Reactor. Otherwise, Prototype, Unforgiving One. We still don't have much for that. Well, I guess he could splash it off Scrounger too. Whatever. I think Reactor wins games, especially in a deck that's got a bunch of artifacts and artifact creators, so we'll try it. So Synthesizer in red, probably not worth splashing. Companion, or we could try the Unforgiving One. So we have Ninja's Kunai. We don't have many things to bring back, though. That's the problem. We have like nothing 1 mana to bring back. And this modifies, that's 2. May not have enough ways to modify. I'll just take a Companion, which is less exciting than an Unforgiving One, but it's yet another flyer, and it's an artifact. Centipede, playable, not exciting, but artifact. You can stick it on a evasive creature. It is good with the hover bike, so okay. All right, well, we could do Cliffs. Technically some fixing here if we do want to splash the Reactor. Otherwise, I'd take another Scrounger, but I suppose we already have to make guts. Ambusher is good. Artifact, lifelink. Not many ways to sneak it in, but that's okay. Another protocol. Protocols are going to be tough to cast in here, but I don't know if they're going to make it. Iron Apprentice. Good ninja enabler. Also modified. And can jump block and pump something maybe. All right, well, I guess we will try splashing the Reactor. So technically we do need a mountain because of Terrarium. But we don't want 7 blue. I think we can probably get off the protocol. We want to do as little double blue as possible. Obviously, we're still going to do Behold the Unspeakable because it's one of the stronger cards in our deck, but... And then Operative Koi, so we get some evasion out of it too. I don't know if we need the Trespassers. Could really lower the blue count in here if I cut the Trespassers, which we probably don't need anyway. And then we can keep the low end of the deck a little busier too. So this is 6 blue. Wait. 13, 14, 15, 16. So this is 17 lands. Okay. 17, but it's 9 black. We're going to need more than that. I think we want to at least do 10, but we don't need, definitely don't need more mountains. So 10 black, 3 red, 6 blue. 6 blue is going to be a little bit tougher to cast Behold, but I think 10 black with 3 Scroungers hopefully is enough. We still need to make 3 more cuts, 2 of which, at least, we could probably do 3 creatures. So probably cut the Blade Blesser. Not bad, but kind of just feels like something we can cut. Might be able to cut the companion. We don't have that many ninjas anyway. And then final cut. Could be Kami of Restless Shadows. We don't have that many ninjas and rogues, right? 3 rogues, 4 ninjas? Oh, yeah, more than I thought. Well, that might actually be decent card advantage. You can get back Ambusher, Shadow Walker. You can get back Scroungers, Infiltrator. That's not bad. Could cut Centipede. I like that you can stick it on, because we have a decent amount of evasion here. 2 Gravelighters, the Koi, Operative, Behold, I guess, Hoverbike, Infiltrator. Like, we actually have quite a few things that Centipede can put people away with, which is kind of nice. Even sticking on an Ambusher is not bad. Well, I guess I could cut a Scrounger. I think Scrounger tends to be better if you have a lot of removal, although with Gravelighter, it does work well with Gravelighter. Each player sacks something and then maybe make a treasure, but I guess I can cut a Scrounger and probably still be able to cast Invoke, hopefully, with 10 black. And 2 Scroungers and a Terrarium, hopefully. Well, we'll see. All right. We'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. All right. Round 1, we'll play first. Yeah, it's a keep. No blue mana yet, but this hand's fine. Guess I could have just played the Apprentice. So, funny thing about Guidebot, part of you actually wants to modify Apprentice, because then when it dies you get 2 counters, but you kind of want to modify something else so that you can pay less for the draw card effect. Alright, well, suppose we can do Hoverbike. So I think I actually just let them attack with Companion and then cast Hoverbike, tap Light Pause, activate Hoverbike, block Companion. Looks like they're not falling for it, huh? Well, I'll do the Hoverbike anyway. Alright, got our blue mana. I think we do Koi. I guess I could have snuck in Shadow Walker here, but that's true. I could have done it. I can do it this turn too. Returning the Hoverbike. Okay. All right, well, could be Wanderer's Intervention, but I'll take it. Could be a combat trick as well. All right. All right. So let's see here. Can't do Invoke. We can do Guidebot. Pump the Koi. And we'll loot. Oh, another hover bike. Well, probably want to hit my land this turn, so might just discard the hover bike. And the reason I want to discard or play the land is because we have Guidebot now, so Guidebot lets us draw cards, which is pretty valuable. Failed to find. It's unexpected. It's less than, right? It's not less than and equal. No, it is equal. I don't know how they couldn't have found something there. That's surprising. Easy block here. We just pump our Koi again. So we'll trade for the Stalker, pump the Koi. Alright, so we can do Invoke now. Guess we'll see if they block first, maybe. Unfortunately, they're going to sat Companion plus Grafted Growth, but then they'll lose 2 life and we'll draw a card, so I suppose it's okay. Alright, and we can cast that too, so that's nice. Guess I could have activated the... Well, I couldn't really activate the hover bike there because they still had the Bamboo Grove Archer at the beginning of the turn. See if they're playing a third color. Take 3. So I'm on a 2-turn clock with the hover bike. I have Ambusher too. That's cool. Yeah, that probably is the best play. So let's do hover bike. Activate. And I think we just do the Ambusher. I mean, I suppose I could do the Shadow Walker too. Deal more damage. To be honest, well, what's better? Getting in for 10 is pretty good. Makes all of our creatures lethal. But alright, well, we'll do this one. I think this is fine because we still get to replay hover bike too. And this probably makes the most sense because now our hover bike is lethal as well, and it makes the best use of our mana. Guess we can loot. Probably don't need that. All right. Got game one. Playing against green-white. Double blue counterspells seem like they'd be tough to cast. We have Kaito's Pursuit. They still had a lot of cards in their hand, right? Well, I guess just 2. They didn't show us the top end they had that game. Bamboo Grove Archer is pretty good against us. Our flyers, for the most part, can't get by a 3/3. We have Kunai for it. Soul Transfer. Centipede Reconfigure. Koi can trade with it. Or get buffed. And then Invoke. So, to be honest, we don't have a ton of ways to get by the Bamboo Grove Archer. Could be a problem. But we'll run it back anyway. Oh, this is a good hand. We get to go probably Reactor into Apprentice. Rather than play the Apprentice first. Ooh, well. I guess now I'd rather do Apprentice first. So we'll do Ambusher now. So then we can do Reactor plus Apprentice. I think we get this engine going now. Well, let's see. If I block here, my Ambusher still ends up trading with the Heir of the Ancient Fang. But if I don't block, then it can't trade with the Heir of the Ancient Fang, so it's probably okay. Alright. So we can probably trade now, I suppose. All right. We'll play the Centipede. All right, good draw there. So we can go land with the beetle. Get rid of their last card. Okay. And then we'll pass. Tap the light pause. It's a good one. Well, we can make each player sack a creature. Seems valuable. We'll sack a Virus Beetle. They'll sack a 3/4. Guess we're still technically on a 2-turn clock, but I mean, I guess I could have activated my hover bike with the other thing there, but it's probably okay. Sure. So, guess we can't. We're gonna have to chump block now. We'll chump block with the hover bike. And I guess we'll have to use the reactor to kill the Heir of the Ancient Fang. Oh, I guess I could kill Light Pause, but I'd have to take 6. Huh. Would I rather take 6, or I think we just kill the Heir of the Ancient Fang. We're probably going to have to draw Invoke here. I had to get Invoke. All right. Ooh, good draw there. All right. Can't quite cast that yet, huh? Unfortunately, I can't activate Hoverbike and use Scrounger either. And I guess even if we play Behold, it doesn't actually make Light Pause non-lethal, even if it gets the -2, -0. All right. So probably chump with the Scrounger, I suppose. This Koi only has to hit a couple times. Well, Kitsune's non-lethal, so I suppose that's okay. Alright, so we can cast Behold, but quite keep us alive. Well, I mean, it keeps us alive, so. Stalker, or... Alright, well, we're not dead. Not yet, at least. Alright. So we can do Operative plus Guidebot. And we can trade with the Kitsune and Chump Light Paws. Oh, we don't even have to trade. Oh, that's cool. So we'll go Operative. We'll do Guidebot. Pump the Operative. I guess we'll do this land for life gain. Although, I don't know how relevant the life gain is, but... Alright. Oh, wow. Pretty lucky guy. All right, we'll see you for round 2. All right, I guess this is a keep. No. Turn 2 reactor. I guess Kunai helps. Well, I think we might as well do the hover bike because protects us from 4 points of damage. Alright, so we can play another bike, or best use of mana is probably the Scrounger, so we'll do that. And we can offer up the hover bike to the bronze plate boar. Seems like a decent trade to me. Although they could, well, they couldn't reconfigure, I guess, so it worked out okay. All right, well, we'll take 4 here. All right. So, can equip the Kunai. Can do the hover bike. Tap the Kitsune. Not sure yet. So all right. Okay, so we can play Apprentice and still use Scrounger. I wonder if I might have, I think what I was supposed to do is re-equip the, well, I was going to say re-equip the Apprentice with the Kunai, but I wouldn't have been able to use the Apprentice. So I guess it makes more sense to keep it on the Scrounger. So let's see how they attack here. Just the brute suit. Well, could actually got some options here. I can chump. I think we'll just kill the bird suit, or try to. All right. Let's see here. So I suppose the could do the do the Grave Lighter. Problem appears to be we might have to play the Scrounger here. Like I can play the Grave Lighter, but I think we actually need a lot of damage prevention here. So they threaten 14 damage, which means our Scrounger's not lethal yet. Or our Scrounger prevents it from being lethal right now, which is good. So I think I just block with Scrounger and we take, well, let's see, 14 minus 4, we take 10, we go to 1. I'm going to have to accept that. And then we'll make a treasure. So, play this, and we pass. So we let them attack first. So I think we'll do this first. And Kitsune. Oh, they want the modified card draw. I guess that makes sense. All right. So we can actually block with Scrounger, and I think we do kind of do this. And then we'll make another treasure. So now we can go we have 6 mana, so we can do Terrarium, get another land, plus Gravelighter. We can sack our Hover Bike instead of the Apprentice. I don't know what I would prefer. I mean, I assume they're going to sack the Kitsune because they kill us with the Katana. I mean, another option is to play Operative, but I think the Double Strike's going to get us there. It's a tricky spot. Let's do Terrarium. Let's see. Terrarium, land, plus I can pump. Okay. So we'll get another black. We'll play land. So then we do Gravelighter. I guess we sack. Maybe we do sack Apprentice. Okay. Put the counter on the Gravelighter, and then I guess. Problem is, even with the Terrarium here, I think the Katana gets us. So we'll go to the next game here. Let's see. Don't have much of a sideboard, so I think we'll run it back. All right, we'll play first. This looks like a good hand. All 3 colors, too. Guess we'll do this one. 4. So we can go land, attack with Scrounger, do Ambusher plus Apprentice. Sure. We'll just do Ambusher then. All right, we'll take 8. So we'll go land, Koi, Apprentice. We can loot. I guess I can get rid of that because I have Terrarium. So I can still do Terrarium plus Guidebot next turn. And then we'll get in with Ambusher. Behold, that's cool. So I guess we could dump Terrarium now. Probably okay with that. So we can do land, get in with Ambusher and Koi, and do Behold. So I think we block because I'm going to draw cards next turn, so I think this is okay. Sure. Invoke. So Gravelighter and Infiltrator, which we can play both, but they can sack the Sling. But we have Invoke. So, but they can still sack the Sling and then sack the Fall of Lord Khanda. So that's not quite good enough yet. But we can get some chump blocks with these, so I feel fine about them. So I guess we can keep them. Another option is to do Infiltrator, Guidebot, pump the Koi. I guess we do Guidebot first. Pump Koi. Loot. Can ditch the land. And then still could do the Gravelighter, but no, I think it makes sense to do the Infiltrator here. And get in for 4. All right, so we can block Guidebot on Brute there. Take 8. Alright. So we'll go to game 3 here. So, do I have an early game? I mean, we have a decent amount. Probably could use more. Hoverbike is pretty good tempo. At least buys us a turn. Gravelighter's kind of cool with Hoverbike too. You get the enter the battlefield effect, and then you just activate the Hoverbike, and you can sack that and keep your Gravelighter, and they have to sack a creature. It's not bad. I mean, Shadow Walker is a bit slow. But would I rather do a Scrounger to like block earlier? Possibly. Possible treasures too. I like the diversity of potentially killing them with Shadow Walker at some point in the game, so. Obviously they're attacking way more than we are, but that's okay. I don't know if a third Scrounger is necessarily going to get us there either against our opponent, so. All right. That's a good one. Let's see. So, I guess we do clips. So, I guess I could do the Scrounger. Technically can block the Lizard Blade. Another option is to do Gravelighter now and just get rid of the Lizard Blade, but then Eater Virtue gets double strike, so that doesn't seem great either. I mean, if they have more equipment, Lizard Blade gets kind of out of control, but, well, all right, we'll do Gravelighter now. It's okay. All right, we can do Hoverbike. Scrounger makes the best use of mana, and it can technically block the Rabbit Battery. Eater's pretty good now. Gives haste and double strike. Guess we'll take 8. Well, I think the best play is actually pass. So best use of mana is the Koi. So that lets us do the Invoke. So unfortunately, they won't have to sack both their guys. But we'll probably lose the, I guess, that, or do we lose the, well, probably this. Probably. All right. So we can do the Invoke. They'll sack. Probably Disciple. Let's see here. So I can do the Invoke again, but then we're just like a creature away from death here. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another option I can do is Infiltrator, Centipede, Kunai. That way, if they draw a creature, I don't immediately die. And it makes better use of mana, so we'll do that. Okay. So do the Invoke. Oh, that buys us some time too. Okay. It's got a lot of abilities on it. That's all right. We'll get in for one. We have the hover bike, so I guess that technically can buy us a turn if they rip a creature. So we can go land, Kunai, Apprentice, Terrarium, we have double blue, so I guess it doesn't really matter. So we'll activate the bike. Terrarium on the bike. I guess if they rip a creature here, we actually die because Simian Sling. suppose we attack here. Maybe I should have pumped beforehand there. Might have been the wiser move. Soul transfer. Well, it's cool, but I guess we don't quite have an artifact yet. I don't think we can really attack here. All right, we'll see you for round 3. All right, round 3, we'll play first. I guess this is a keep. All right. We behold and attack for 3. Don't need the land. Guess we don't really need the Scrounger either. Okay. So, got 6 mana. I guess we do Scrounger and Gravelighter. And we can loot. Can dump the red mana, I guess. Sure. So we'll sack this. And we'll get in for 3. All right. So get our Saga. So we can do Centipede here and loot. Ah, there's Invoke, so I mean we can play a land this turn, so maybe we ditch the Well, I guess we ditch the land, because then I can go terrarium and still reconfigure. So, all right. And we can loot. So we'll get, we don't need our red. Technically, don't need another black either, but we can loot. So, I want to play the land. So, maybe ditch the infiltrator versus the operative. Probably operative, I guess we keep. All right. Rest. So we can do this first. Let's see. Maybe we do Invoke first. Let's do Invoke first. Well, we can also do Gravelighter first. Yeah, and then they have to lose everything. So I probably do that. Do Gravelighter, sack Gravelighter. I don't want to tap my mana like that, though. I want to tap it like this. So we'll do Gravelighter. And we'll sack Gravelighter. And then we'll go land and do Despair. Oh yeah, I guess that doesn't quite work. All right. So can actually do the operative here as well. So I can trade my vision with their Blossom Prancer now. I think that's totally fine. Can actually reconfigure the Centipede as well, and then maybe we do that. Attack with both. Actually, yeah, that's pretty good. Probably reconfigure onto Gravelighter and then use Terrarium on Vision. So let's do that. Because then they have to double block the Vision. Although if I play any cards, my Vision dies here, so I do have to be a little cautious. All right, so they did kind of block the way we wanted them to, which is good. My Vision's gonna die. I guess I could get Shadow Walker in, but I want to do the operative because then I think I just kill him next turn with operative. I guess they can arrest operative, can't they? Oh. Could wait for them to cast the arrest first. Yeah. I mean, it just sort of seems like if I cast operative, they just do arrest on it. Whereas if I do it this way, at least get a few more attackers. I'm still progressing the board, and my operative might be able to dodge their removal. sure. Okay, so they can still block there, and they didn't have to use their arrest. Huh. So, okay. I can't actually take the centipede off either. I guess I could. I don't know if I want to lose my centipede either, though. But maybe I need to be willing to. They can get back their Blossom Prancer with the Shrieker. So 9, 10 mana. So I can actually play both of these. Then I guess we just attack. That's good. So, hover bike. Tap here. Attack with all three, and they should die. Well, I guess they don't. They just have the chump. So they have to arrest the operative. Oh, maybe they don't. So they have some sort of answer for the operative? Maybe? Multiple Sky Turtles. Their deck looks sweet. Looks really good. Wow. Multiple Boom Shriekers, too. Looks like a lot of fun. It's only when it dies, too? Wow. That's cool. Really want to trade off my centipede. All right. So, Kaito's Pursuit doesn't look bad, but them getting it back to their hand kind of negates it a little bit. Because they have expensive stuff. Their late game looks better than ours. So that's a little tough. But I mean, this can still beat down too. Not super effectively, but it can. Could do protocol. Yeah, you know what? Protocol's not actually that bad of an idea. It can't actually counter the... Yeah, it can't counter channel though, can it? No. Guess that makes it a little trickier. Maybe if we had crab. All right. I guess we run it back. I would say Disruption Protocol doesn't quite do enough. And it's just hard enough to cast where I don't think it's worth it. All right. This looks like a mulligan to me. This one's a keep. And we'll probably ditch the... yeah, what will we ditch, actually? It's a good question. This hand is good. Well, Operative won us last game, so I guess we could ditch the Centipede. Even though I kind of like it, to be honest, but I guess we'll do it like that. Also, I guess it kind of takes away from our reactor value, but that's all right. All right. So we can go Apprentice and Gravelighter. Guess I could attack first as well. At 5 mana. I mean, they're just going to sack the Archer, but I can net a flyer out of it. It's not bad. Another option is to get in, untap, and then do Hoverbike. I kind of like that more, actually. And the reason I like it more is it still puts a counter on my reactor, and I can tap the likeness in case they have, I don't know, something. And then it gives me potential sack fodder of the Hoverbike with Gravelighter if I really want, which I guess sort of makes sense because they have the Archer. So guess I'll just tap the. Maybe actually, I guess it makes more sense to maybe tap this, believe it or not, if I've got the Hoverbike. Guess I could have attacked there too, huh? No. All right. Ambusher is cool, so we could do that. What do I want to do here? So I guess we can do Apprentice. Activate Hoverbike. Do Gravelighter. We'll sack the Apprentice. Sensible one to do. I guess we just put it on the Operative. That way, I'm still 2 black away from Invoke Despair, I suppose, but at least Operative is unblockable if they play the turtle here. Let's see, they can get back to Nookie. Alright. So, let's see here. Alright, so we can kill the archer. I guess we do. Alright. So, we'll get in with the operative here. And pass. So we can play the ambusher. Go land. I don't have enough mana to attack with operative and cast the ambusher. So I wonder if I just get in with operative, untap. And pass. I think I'll just block the Gloom Shrieker. Sure. Alright, so play land, get in with operative, unblock, or untap rather, and we'll just hard cast an ambusher. So I think I'll just take 8. Okay. Kunai. That's good. So let's see. We get in with operative and ambusher. Untap. And we'll play Kunai. And equip. And pass. So I actually don't have lethal now. So I think we'll block. Alright. So we have Terrarium, which means we can use Terrarium to find black mana. I get that one too. So we can do Invoke Despair. Okay, so we'll stay back, although I guess I could kill them next turn. All right, I guess we get in, because they don't have lethal, and they don't have any cards in hand. All right, ended up going 2-1. Thought the deck was interesting. 2 Invoke Despairs. You don't see that all the time. Got to cast it a few times too, which is nice. Went to game 3 in round 2, so that's cool. Let's do some back one, pick ones here. All right, back one, pick one. Probably just Life of Toshiro Omizawa. It's a great card. Kill spell, pump, gain life. End up getting a 2/3. Great versatility. All right, here. Guess we could take the Shrine. I'm willing to try the Shrine deck again. It's a cool card. Can finish your opponent. All right, here. Containment Construct's an interesting card. Works well with Channel. Other random discard effects. I don't know if I want that as my first pick, but it also doesn't, devote you to anything. It does sort of require stuff to be good, but it's a cool card. I've never done anything with it. Maybe I'd try it. It is a 2-drop. Preserver is pretty appealing too, but that's all right. And then finally, here I would probably take... I guess Fang of Shigeki is okay. It's an enchantment creature. It has Death Touch. It's good with the green removal spells like Master's Rebuke and Spinning Wheel Kick. Otherwise, Uncharted Haven for splashing I want to do. All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.